Before dawn over Crimea, the silence shattered as Ukrainian special forces unleashed a swarm of drones across the dark sky. Within moments, explosions illuminated the Burv airbase, striking aging BE-12 aircraft, Mi-8 helicopters, and the powerful Nebo-U radar. It was not just another attack. It was the beginning of a coordinated assault designed to cripple Russia's surveillance and air defenses. On the 30th of October 2025, Ukraine demonstrated precision, strategy, and evolution in modern warfare, targeting the heart of Russia's Black Sea Fleet dominance. What began as a sudden strike quickly transformed into a calculated campaign to reclaim control over the skies and dismantle the illusion of Russian invulnerability across occupied Crimea. Over the Black Sea, Ukraine struck at the very eyes of Russia's naval power, the aging BE-12 patrol aircraft. These Soviet-era planes, once vital for tracking stealthy Ukrainian naval drones and monitoring NATO movements, became easy prey on the ground. As Ukrainian drones swept in, fiery explosions erased Russia's key surveillance tools, creating a vast blind spot across the sea. Deprived of the BE-12 seconds, the Black Sea Fleet lost its ability to detect incoming drone assaults, leaving its warships exposed and its once formidable maritime awareness shattered overnight. In Crimea, Ukraine's next wave of strikes hit deep into Russia's lifeline: 3 Mi-8 helicopters and the powerful Nebo-U radar. The loss of these transport helicopters crippled troop movements, supply runs, and medical evacuations across the embattled peninsula. More devastating still, the destruction of the Nebo-U central to Russia's S-400 and S-500 defenses tore open a vast gap in the radar shield. For the first time, Ukrainian missiles could pierce Crimea's skies unseen, exposing the deep cracks in Russia's billion-dollar air defense network. Over the skies of Crimea, Ukraine unleashed a clever blend of deception and precision. Waves of decoy drones swarmed first, forcing Russian radars to reveal their positions and draining their costly S-400 missiles on worthless targets. Then came the real strike: low-flying kamikaze drones and missiles tearing through exposed defenses. Russia's high-tech systems, crippled by poor training, weak coordination, and failing logistics, buckled under the assault. The once feared S-400 and S-500 networks proved powerless against Ukraine's swarm tactics, marking a turning point in modern aerial warfare. With the Nebo-U radar destroyed, Ukraine seized the moment to strike deeper into Crimea. On October 3rd, precision drone and missile attacks targeted the Kacha and Belbek airfields, vital hubs for Russia's naval aviation and fighter jets. Kacha supported the Black Sea Fleet's maritime missions, while Belbek sheltered advanced Su-27 and Su-30 aircraft. Now, with no radar protection, these bases burned under Ukrainian firepower. Air superiority began to shift as Ukraine dismantled Russia's launch platforms and exposed Sevastopol and Theodosia to long-range missile strikes, marking another decisive step in reclaiming Crimea's skies. The Kerch Bridge, Russia's only land link to Crimea, now stands as both a strategic target and a symbol of collapsing confidence. As Ukrainian strikes tighten their grip, endless lines of cars jam the bridge, filled with Russian settlers fleeing the peninsula. Their exodus exposes not only fear but the failure of Moscow's post-2014 demographic ambitions. Meanwhile, Ukraine's relentless drone and missile assaults continue dismantling the once mighty Black Sea Fleet. From Sevastopol's proud harbors to the trembling roads of Kerch, Russia's two-century dominance over the region is crumbling before the world's eyes. As Russia's Black Sea Fleet lies crippled, a new naval power rises: Turkey. Seizing the moment, Ankara fills the growing power vacuum with strategic precision. Under the 1936 Montreux Convention, Turkey commands the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits, the vital gateways to the Black Sea. This control amplifies its influence within NATO, transforming Turkey into the region's key security provider. With Russia's navy weakened, energy pipelines from the Caspian Sea to Europe grow safer, and offshore gas fields near Romania and Bulgaria thrive under Turkey's expanding protection. Across the Black Sea, the balance of power is shifting. With Russia's defenses crumbling, NATO's influence grows stronger than ever. The October 2-3 strikes mark a decisive turning point. Ukraine's asymmetric strategy has systematically dismantled Russia's military grip on Crimea. As Romania and Bulgaria enjoy newfound security from reduced threats near Sevastopol, Turkey's rise cements NATO's dominance in the region. Russia's grand gamble to control the coast has failed, exposing the weaknesses of its billion-dollar radar and missile systems. Ukraine's agile, low-cost drones continue to exploit these gaps. proving that ingenuity and precision can overcome brute force. Ukraine pressed its advantage, striking relentlessly at Russia's fragile logistics across Crimea. Cheap, agile drones exploited every gap in Moscow's billion-dollar radar network, while the destruction of the Nebo-U system cleared the skies for precision missile attacks. Russian coordination faltered. Outdated tactics, poor maintenance, and broken communication chains left their air defenses in disarray. The loss of Mi-8 helicopters severed vital supply lines, crippling troop mobility and emergency response. Across the peninsula, panic spread as civilians crowded the Kerch Bridge, desperate to flee. Moscow's long-term demographic plans for Crimea unraveled overnight. Meanwhile, Turkey's expanding naval dominance under the Montreux Convention redrew the balance of power in the Black Sea, bolstering NATO influence and securing vital energy corridors for Romania and Bulgaria. The October campaign marked the climax of Ukraine's strategic offensive, a moment that would forever alter the balance of power in the Black Sea. What began as a series of precise, calculated drone strikes evolved into a historic dismantling of Russia's naval might. Ukraine's mastery of asymmetric warfare, using swarms of low-cost drones and layered missile attacks, exposed the deep vulnerabilities of Russia's billion-dollar air defense network. The once feared Black Sea Fleet, once the symbol of Moscow's maritime dominance, was reduced to a shadow of its former self. The destruction of Be-12 reconnaissance aircraft blinded Russia's surveillance over the sea, while the loss of Mi-8 helicopters crippled troop movement and supply routes across Crimea. As the Kerch Bridge, Russia's last logistical artery, came under relentless threat, panic gripped the peninsula. Civilians flooded the bridge in desperate escape, signaling not just fear, but a profound collapse of confidence in Moscow's control. Ukraine's strikes didn't merely destroy hardware, they shattered Russia's military illusion, revealing the cracks in its command structure and the limits of its outdated doctrines. Russian air defenses, designed for high-altitude jets and missiles, failed miserably against Ukraine's agile, low-flying drones that struck from multiple directions. Meanwhile, a new power began to fill the void. Turkey, leveraging the Montreux Convention, asserted its control over the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits, turning its geographic advantage into geopolitical power. With Russia's presence diminished, Ankara's naval influence expanded rapidly, reshaping the region's security architecture. Energy corridors from the Caspian Sea to Europe became safer, ensuring economic stability for Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria. Under NATO's umbrella, the alliance's presence in the Black Sea solidified, transforming the region from a contested zone into a shielded frontier. By the campaign's end, Ukraine had done the unthinkable. It had broken the myth of Russian invincibility. The October strikes didn't just cripple fleets and destroy radars. They rewrote the strategic map of the Black Sea. Turkey emerged as NATO's maritime anchor, Ukraine as the master of drone warfare, and Russia, once dominant from Sevastopol to the Caucasus, was left struggling to defend what little influence remained. The echoes of this operation will resound for decades, a turning point where technology, precision, and resolve reshape the future of regional power forever.